Hey everybody, what's going on? The Montreal Canadiens currently sit at 5-3-2 on the season, and there's plenty to dive into in this video. Before we do that, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to this channel. You can do so in the bottom right-hand corner of this video. The Montreal Canadiens are in an interesting position right now because I don't think anyone thought they would have 12 points through 10 games of the regular season. It hasn't been exactly the most challenging schedule to this point, but you still weren't expecting them to be this competitive, at least this early on. There was always going to be spans during the season where you expected a little bit more from them, but right now we're kind of stuck in this area where we're not sure what to do in terms of the overall expectations. Personally, I don't believe you do anything but stay the course. This is a team that's going to have ups, they're going to have downs. It's a very young team. It's one of the youngest in the entire National Hockey League. And on that note, the discussion topic and the very polarizing one of Juraj Slafkovsky and what to do with his development is one that is constantly coming up. I don't want to pile on the kid. I don't want to continue this discourse, but it's something that you have to do at this point in time because at the end of the day, you're going to ruin his development if you don't do something at this moment. His confidence isn't shot completely, but he just isn't getting puck touches. He isn't getting shot opportunities. He isn't making plays with the puck when he's supposed to be doing. But at the end of the day, this entire line has been a flawed line for the Montreal Canadiens, along with Alex Newhook and Josh Anderson. The three of them are not only not creating much offensively, but they're also abysmal defensively, and that's just a trio that cannot continue to play together at the moment. It's just not finding success for any of them. Josh Anderson and Juraj Slafkovsky both have no goals on the season, and neither of them had a shot on goal in the team's loss to Arizona last night. That says everything you need to know about where this line's headed, and they just look lost in the defensive zone. Newhook's probably been the most appealing part of that line at the moment, but even he has some predictability to his game, but he's still been probably the best player on that line to this point. I don't think that says a lot just because Slafkovsky just hasn't been getting the puck touches that he needs to get as a young player. And I haven't always been this way in terms of developing a player, but there's no other way around it right now. You have to send him to Laval. You have to play him in those big minutes in Laval. You have to let him gain that confidence back. You have to let him shoot the puck more. You have to let him touch the puck more. You have to let him play in those all situations, play top power play 20 minutes a night like Joshua Waugh's doing right now. The development program down in Laval seems to be all on the right page right now in terms of they want to get those players to the point of being able to stick with the Montreal Canadiens and be confident in doing so. And Slafkovsky, although he might not say it publicly, you can just see the confidence just isn't there right now. He's not getting the reps that he needs to at the NHL level. And the biggest telling sign to me is that when you look at Raphael Harvey-Pinard going down in the game last night against Arizona, Slafkovsky wasn't even an option to go play on that top line for Martin St. Louis, and that says everything that you need to know. There would have been no risk in giving him that opportunity on that top line and seeing what he can do, but St. Louis chose multiple options over Slafkovsky, and that kind of says everything you need to know about where they're headed with this decision right now. And I believe it won't be long right now. I would say probably by the end of this road trip after St. Louis on Saturday night, if he doesn't start picking up his play, he doesn't start getting more puck touches. And I don't believe that's on the horizon just because of what we've seen from him to this point. It just hasn't exactly been encouraging. I don't think this is a bust. I don't think this is a ruined draft pick. But he needs a refresh. He needs to go down to Laval. He needs to get those puck touches. And that's something that I can't state hard enough because right now at the NHL level, he's not doing the things that he needs to do to be successful. And I don't know if that's the confidence for him. I don't know if that's the line that he's been put on and the situation that he's currently enduring. But regardless, it's not going well at the NHL level right now. And I think you have to be patient with this kid. It was always a long-term play. It was never going to be always going to be a star in his sophomore season. He has to figure things out, and he might need to start in the AHL again and kind of regain that confidence, regain some of the ability to play hockey like we saw him do during his draft season. We saw him have the ability to be a game-breaking talent, not necessarily a superstar talent, but someone that can play in the top six, someone that could potentially score 25 goals a year, potentially get 45 assists per year. And I don't think that talent is gone. I don't think there's a way of just it disappearing overnight, but you need to fix something quick before the confidence just takes a nosedive off of a cliff. I think that's the most important thing with the Montreal Canadiens this season is continuing to develop the young players and you're seeing some really positive strides for some players. Like Caden Gooley's been exceptional of late. He was a star in Winnipeg on Saturday night, where the Montreal Canadiens won in a shootout. And you have other young players like Jordan Harris, Arbor Jacki. They're also making strides as well. It hasn't always been positive, but development isn't always linear. You can't always expect positivity to just flow through the system as it has been in previous seasons. So you just have to go with what you're taking. And I do believe that Slafkovsky is best suited to be in the AHL right now. That's not exactly a hot take. That seems to be the one that's making the rounds for the Montreal Canadiens all over social media and in the news. So I do believe that is the correct course of action right now. And I think that the Montreal Canadiens would be best suited to do that. That's it for me today from Cook's Corner. As always, let me know in the comment section down below what you think the Montreal Canadiens should do with Juraj Slafkovsky. I'm Zach Cook. We'll see you later.